Hey guys, I wanted to address some of the questions you had about managing rates, getting Fred data, putting it in, overriding it when necessary, and I'm going to record some keystrokes and walk through it. This is the opening tab, um, and we're going to focus on this area here. We're looking at Fred data as opposed to Bloomberg. And let's use this hypothetical situation here where it's the 2nd of May, and the most recent data set that I have in here is 422. Checking to see that that is in fact current, I look at the rates tab and I see that right here 422 is the date and the rates are as follows. When I look at NSS, I see that the curve is fitting very nicely. I look at this number here, it's a small number. And so I go out here and I say, okay, on the inputs tab, let's say that I want to get the most recent data set. So I start out with yesterday. It says May 1st. Not likely that Fred is updated that quickly, but let's take a look. I'm going to right mouse click. I'm going to make it a little lower so we can see it better. All right, so right mouse click, it says data and curve fitting. I'm going to get rates for 5/1/2015. Boom. You can see that it walked it back to the 424, which happens to be the most recent data set on this day. So it actually walked it back to 424 and it brought 424 in. So now we have the most recent raw rates from Fred, but when I go to NSS, I see that in fact there is the fit isn't quite as good. So this is used to be less than half a basis point. Now it's 4 basis points. I'm going to just resize this window so I can show you something. I want to focus on this area down in the lower left where the status bar will change as we run this fit. So I'll right mouse click, data and curve fitting, and fit the zero curve. So we've got the 24th in there, and we're going to fit the zero curve. Immediately you notice in the lower left, the objective cell is changing. It's trial solutions, it's going to go up to 10, but you notice we started at 342, that's the sum of the square differences, and now we're down at 256. So that's good. It's getting more and more accurate. So you can see it's trial solution 18, 19, 20, and it took 32 seconds and actually got us to something that's a lot better. You know, sometimes because of the nature of solver, the way it works, sometimes we can actually get a better fit by doing it again. So we'll fit the zero curve again, same thing, and you'll see the setting up the problem, objective cell is actually still getting better. So we went from 256 down to 255, and it's getting lower, but it's getting lower at a slower rate. So we might be able to get under 255. If it stops and sort of hits a wall, then the code basically says don't keep going. You've got diminishing returns here. So another 30 seconds and we've got it even closer. I think this is about as good as we're going to get, although we could try it again if we thought it would be useful. So when I look at so right now I've got my rates, my raw rates in here from the 24th, which we've already seen. The curve that I've just fit. On the Inputs tab, I've selected that date. When I go to the rates stored, I see that the last stored line here is the date of 422. So what I really want to do is I want to store these rates right now. So I say data and curve fitting. I say store the Fred data. Boom. Now just to check, I'm going to go back to this rate stored, and I see that in fact now it's got that line with 424 on it. Hope that's helpful. As always, you can learn more at our website, graylinepartners.com. That's one word, GRAYLINE partners.com.